Hello, everybody. It's Roger here from What's on Disney Plus. It's Sunday night. It's live. I've got a few people in the chat already. Johnny and Joe. Let me know if you can hear me. I just always like to make sure I got audio going. But yes, so welcome to this week's live Q&A. So this one here, we've got lots of questions that have been put in for our patrons and YouTube channel members. You can become a YouTube channel member to take part in the live chat, which is going right now. So I'll be jumping in and out of previously done questions and also the live chat as well. So hello to everybody in there. If you become a patron from as little as $2 a month, you get early access to some content, including our retro reviews that we put up every Sunday. You also get your name at the end of videos if you're in the Gold tier and above. You also get a weekly shout out. It's great to hear. You guys can hear me. So yeah, so we've got lots of different questions and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So let's jump off. First off with, we shall jump into some of the questions. So I know I'm going to do a question straight off the bat. So first off, a big hello to the Random Movie Fan for becoming a silver member. So there was one question I wanted to jump in first off because it kind of felt like the one that I think a lot of people were interested in, and that is the Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee series that will be coming to a Disney Plus Star. So this one was announced earlier this week. We saw the first images come up of Sebastian Stan as Tommy, and also Lily Allen. Not Lily Allen. It's Lily James as Pamela Anderson. And I'm gonna be honest. I mean, the picture that come up, Lily James, I really did have to do a second sort of glance because I did think they did really well with her. So this one is going to be coming out later this year. So it's a comedy limited series, which is based on the true story behind the release of the first ever viral video in history, a tape between Pamela Anderson and. Now, why this one's got brought up is because it's going to be coming to Hulu first. And the only interesting thing with this one is I've had to look into it. There was no mention of like 20th Century Studios or ABC Studios. This is being created by a couple of other student production companies, including Annapurna Television, Limelight, Point Grey Pictures, and Ramona Films. The only thing that's quite interesting now is the Wikipedia page, just before we've come online, says that the distributor is the Disney Platform Distribution, which comes under basically that's DEMED. That is, they're behind Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN. So what this could do is, if they do have the distribution rights globally, it could end up coming to Star as a Star original on Disney Plus. Or if they haven't got distribution rights, it will just stay as a Hulu original. Now, the thing is with Hulu originals is not every single Hulu original comes to Disney Plus Star internationally, because they're not actually created by Disney, and therefore they've only got the US rights. A lot of the announcements, they are actually putting in the official announcement that they've got like US only distribution rights. So this one I'm hoping will be something that they've picked up to be using everywhere. I think it'd be a really popular series. Having both of those big stars in it, I think would be a big thing. I think this would be a much bigger. I think, like, for example, like Palm Springs was on Amazon over here, and Handmaid's Tale was on Channel 4 in the UK. So what that means is not everything arrives from Hulu internationally. So there's always that little weird thing. But then we get other shows like Love Victor, which is created by 20th Television, and MODOK, which is 20th Television, come to us, and Solar Opposite. So that's generally, if I know it's a 20th century one, I can kind of say it. So Pam and Tommy is very hit and miss. But I definitely feel like this is one thing that the way that it's being worded, it doesn't specifically just say US only distribution rights, which we've seen in a lot of the other Hulu things. So that one could be quite fun. Definitely going to be an interesting series for sure. So let's jump now into some of the other questions here. So I don't know why my picture on 2 buttons not working properly. Right. So Bad Dog Gamer asks, so far, would you rate Star Wars The Batch out of 10? Okay, so for me, I really enjoyed the first episode. I enjoyed that one a lot. The second episode wasn't as fun. I didn't think that one was kind of anywhere near as good as the original one. So that was my one issue with the second episode. We'll see how that one goes. It kind of fell back into more of a traditional cartoon. We did do like a full breakdown of both episodes in yesterday's podcast episode, which you'll find on podcast services. So definitely worth checking that one out. But if I was to rate it out of 10 right now, I'd probably about 7, because I think episode 2 just slightly brought it down. If you'd asked me on Wednesday, I would have said an 8. So that is kind of, we're going to depend on where we go. So then just jumping into another question here from the same page. The random movie fan asked, why does Star not have any NC-17 movies in Canada? Now, it's funny you mention this, and you're in the live chat as well. I did kind of have a look at this, and the reason might be because a lot of the NC-17 movies that you would think of, a lot of them got edited, like Die Hard, Alien 2, or Predator 2. There's quite a few of them that got re-edited to make sure that they were an R. Basically, I think they felt like the NC-17 certificate would have just been a death knell for going to cinema, and a lot of the other content that they've got generally wouldn't come into it. I don't know if it doesn't look like all the ones I could see of all the movies listed as NC-17. Most of them have been re-edited, and like Starship Troopers was a movie that I've seen on Disney Plus. A lot of those movies have been like edited to be an R-rated, and I think that's probably where they've gone. So that's probably why you've not seen so many. Let's jump now into some of the live ones. Let's go back up here and have a look. So Johnny T asks, do you think the New Mutants could land on Star on Disney Plus UK at some point this year? The movie came out last year, and I thought it would have been added by now. I'm going to be honest, I thought it would have been added as well, because, it came out, August last year? So we've definitely gone past like the 9 months, so I would have thought we would have got it by then. So that's definitely an issue. I'm surprised it's not been on there yet. I think it could drop anytime. The trouble is it might have come under an O deal with Sky, and that's why they've had less chance. So John asked, what are the chances that 2 guys are coming to a pizza place and will come to Disney Plus? It's a Fox show. Yeah, so 2 guys and a pizza place. That was actually a Ryan Reynolds. That was actually where I kind of saw Ryan Reynolds to begin with. And I really enjoyed watching that show when I was a kid, or teenager. I don't know when it came out. It is a 20th century television show, so it could come onto it, but it might depend on, is it good enough quality to put on there? They also might have to do some negotiations in terms of the rights, because it's not always that they've got to sometimes pay the actors and the people that were involved in it, so they've got to get all that done. But you're right, it should be on there. I'm surprised they haven't. I think at the minute, if you look at actually what they've been doing with Star, the UK's been getting a lot, because a lot of them are already available in Canada and Australia. They've been getting a little bit less than the UK, and I don't know if they're going to just put a little bit. They're just kind of going through all the bigger series at once, but they're kind of going to go through and just do them one by one. So Johnny T asks, when do you think the Aftermath will land on Disney Plus? It was meant to put input on in April, but it didn't. I honestly don't know. I don't know. They kind of announced it and it got pulled. It's not on any other streaming services as far as I can find it on there, so that's weird. When is Taken Free coming to? So Taken Free. I thought Taken Free was already on there. Maybe that was just in. Because I'm jumping around so many times. So Taken Free, the movie. It's currently on Chile, so it's not showing anywhere. It could literally maybe it's on Channel 4 or something like that. That's sometimes the issue with some of this stuff with the UK ones especially. So Johnny said, do you know if there's any more Alien movies will be coming to Disney Plus in the future? And the Aliens are a little bit more easier to work out, because we know that they're actually on, that they are actually on now. So let's just have I think some of them were a little bit later. So if I just click here and have a look just on now, just to have an idea. So for example, the Alien Director's Cut is currently scheduled to be on Sky Cinema until the 31st of August in the UK. So that might be why we've got to have to wait a little bit longer. And Aliens versus Predator is got the same date. I'm just going to put in here Alien, see what else we get. That comes up straight away. Can't see any other ones. But yeah, so it's they're still stuck on Sky Cinema, and that's kind of the issue. So Aliens has left by the looks of it. They might just be waiting to put more of them all on at the same point. Hopefully, I don't know, this week we might find out some information about some of the stuff coming up in the future. Joe says, is Housebroken coming to Disney Plus in the UK? Now, Housebroken, I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of that one. Let's just have a look, see where that one is right now. Housebroken, it's not showing out on anywhere, but it could definitely be on the lines of. I don't know if I've seen that one pop up like in Canada or Australia. It's not showing up anywhere by the looks of it. So no, it's not. Yeah, it's not on any streaming platform. That's the one with Danny DeVito. I'm assuming that's the one. I've never heard of that one. So okay, so the random movie found out. Will they put Love Victor in the US since they already have the Runaways, which is a Hulu original? I really wish they would because Love Victor was such a great series. It just ended here in the UK recently. I really enjoyed that show as it got older. The first few episodes weren't so good. It kind of improved in the back end. The middle episodes were a bit bland, but we obviously got the second season. So Joe just add Housebroken is a brand new Fox animated TV series. Okay, well I'll have a quick look. Yes, as far as Love Victor goes, the thing is with this one is I really wish they would do, but I think they've kind of set themselves up for that. Um, yeah. As regards to the Housebroken, it's not actually created by Disney at all. It's created by Fox Entertainment, so that one definitely won't be coming over. Love Victor. I just really, really hope it does because that would be so cool. But I think it would be a good position to do it. But they kind of maybe don't want the negative reaction of them moving it over, having not done it. They've kind of got it placed. The random movie fan asked, "Why is everyone's hero only available with English audio and subtitles?" Could be that's all they've got. It's not good that they have done that. I think that's definitely an issue. What it's a shame that they've not done that. I mean, you would have imagined that they would have had it, but I think most people would probably say it's better to have it on there with less and have it there than not have it there at all. But yeah, I don't know why they would only put it like that because you'd think you'd want at least on as many different ways as possible. So looking here, when do you John asked, when do you think Mixed Dish is coming to Disney Plus Star? It's available in Canada. Right, so Mixed Dish is coming to Disney Plus in Australia at the end of May. They're getting the second season. The first season is a Star original in Australia. Hasn't yet. I don't think it's aired over here in the UK. The thing is with we're only literally getting like Grownish lately. I've been absolutely binge watching Blackish. I've just finished season 2 this morning, and I've gone through both seasons of Grownish, and I'm now watching Grownish at season 3 every week. So I'm invested in this series now. So I'm going to be in. So Mixed Dish in the UK. I don't think it's actually. I would imagine we'll be getting it in May. Sorry, I would imagine could be June because I mean we haven't had season 1 yet. So that's the thing. But I'm hoping that one comes soon. Mick asked, "Is Venom 2 trailer coming?" So Venom 2 trailer. There's been a lot of talk about it coming out tomorrow, which makes sense. Kind of what was really interesting with this, there's been some rumors flying around on the internet of it coming to Disney Plus Premier Access, which I don't think it would do because it's a lot later, and also it probably will be rated R. But what was really strange this weekend was a Venom Let It Be Carnage T-shirt was available on Shop Disney. So there's something going on. There's some kind of deal. Yeah, so there's definitely some issues there with something going on with Venom. But also Venom will come out before the current deal with them comes in place, so they'll have to probably send it to Stars or wherever. I think Stars has got the stuff Sony movies to begin with in the US. Ray asked, "Do you think The Masked Singer will be coming to Disney Plus Star?" I don't know. I don't see. They've only. I mean, like here in the UK, they've got it's on ITV. They could put the original ones on there. They haven't seemed to have really gone into the reality TV shows or anything over here yet. They seem to like really avoid it. If you look at Star, it's all drama and documentaries and comedy. They've not really gone down that kind of reality stuff. Maybe they're prepping that for future stuff, but don't know. I wouldn't really be that bothered about the Mad Singer. Thiessen asked, Taken Free can be a problem with Luke Besson as his production company owns some of the rights. Taken Free is available in, again, it might be down to the international rights, but I know I have seen it been added, I think, so Taken Free. Yeah, in France it was just, yeah, so it was an international one, so it'll probably turn up at some point. There must be, again, there's so many different issues. Joe asked, Predator 1 and 2 date was changed on Now TV. It was meant to leave on the 21st, now it's leaving the very... yeah, I could easily see Sky and Disney coming to agreement to get their movies over a lot quicker. Easily, without a shadow of a doubt. Let's now have a look here at some more questions here that came in. So Joshua asked, the pairing of Emily Blunt and John... I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one, for the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic rumour, respectively, has come back again and rather not left. Do you think this would be a good choice? Honestly, no. I think they need someone young. We need the MCU needs some younger actors to kind of, I would say, keep them going for the next 10, 20. We need the other 10. So we could do with someone maybe in their late 20s, early 30s, so that we can get like some time out of them. Because my worry is if they go for them like Emily Blunt and stuff, she's that much older. Yeah, for me, I just feel like that's that's kind of like a fan casting. I'd like them to go a little bit deeper on that one there. Okay, now let's jump back in. So Joshua also asked, what do you think of the news that they're going to be doing a Lion King sequel, which will reportedly do an origin story for Mustafa and Scar? Honestly, I'm not really that. I really don't really feel like that we need it. He's just a king, and he had a brother. I don't read. It's like, do we need a movie for Lion King for them? I suppose they're gonna do something, but yeah, maybe a story or two as they're younger. But I would say I'm not really that bothered about. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Lion King's done. They don't need to do any more with it. That's my own personal choice on that one. Jumping back into the last one. So Joshua said, if you could improve Disney Plus in regards to features, what would you do and why? Now I'm actually going to bring in here, there were some other questions here from streamer that was the same kind of thing here. He asked, what would you change with the UI of Disney Plus, and how would you change the UI in the next year or two, or do you think it's due to change? So I'll do them both together. And also, what I love is in the live chat as well, let me know what you would like to see improved on Disney Plus within like the app itself. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let's get some interactivity going on them. Okay, so as far as what I would like to add, I do actually have some notes on the board in front of me. Right, okay, so leaving soon and an expiry date. Now, I don't necessarily need them to have a leaving soon section, because it would be quite empty, because there might only be one or two things in there. What I would like is the little yellow tab that they put in there that says expiring. Let us know it expires. So say it will be leaving Disney Plus on like tomorrow. I think the sing along might be leaving, or the second volume of this. Put it in there like the month before they go, saying that it's going to be leaving. The same thing with any movie that's going to be leaving at some point. Just put that little line in there, say it's going. I don't even need just the leaving soon notification, because that would be the main thing if they can get that notification in. Also, maybe as well do the same thing that they've done it for a lot of movies already, where they're available internationally, and then when you click on it, it says it's just not available. Like, maybe you just put in there, this is the date that it will be coming. But I know they keep changing the dates. That might be why they might not want to do it. But I'd like them to do like a coming soon, leaving soon section a little bit better. I'd also like them to make it a little bit more well known that new episodes are dropping maybe Friday of like new series and stuff. So that would be one aspect. An A to Z, a full A to Z of all the movies, all the TV series, all the shorts. Make it so you can get in there. They had it before Star launched, and they took it away, so you could get in there and sort of I think that would be a great way of just being able to find stuff a little bit better. I'd like some more options for genres, a little bit more options in there to narrow stuff down. Maybe directors, artists, something like that. Just kind of give us a little bit more functionality for searching to find things a little bit easier. I'd like them to do more with the collections, because I think the collections just seem to have they just haven't done anything for ages. I don't think they're utilizing that section very well. So if I would like them to do a UI overgrade, that whole like search area, just make it a little bit better. There's a lot of work that I think could be done to make it a lot easier for us. I wouldn't mind a randomizer button, put it in there so you press a button and just something starts. Let's see what we've got coming here. So John said, I would like a coming soon section like Netflix has on the iPhone app. They've been doing a little bit more with the banner, but it would be nice if you clicked on it. Hotstar has it, and you click in there, and they could have, maybe they have, Loki, High School Musical series, Luca, Cruella. Maybe not every title, but just the big ones. It would make a little bit more sense. Johnny said, I would like stuff that I have left. I would like stuff that I have left for more than a month on Disney Plus to stay on my continue watching tab. So when I go back to watch a movie, I think the trouble is, legally it probably has to go. It can't be like left there. So Johnny T then asked, I think they should add numbers for the trending tab so it gives a clearer picture of what's trending, so the numbers for charts are not just estimates. The thing is, in general, with streaming, they're not giving out numbers of like viewing, and it's up to them and there's a lot of pressure on them now to start doing it. Now, with the trending, that question is it legit? Do they mess around with it? I have to go with the idea that it is, and I check it every Sunday morning. I do an article on the website where I go through and I check what is trending, and I do it at the same time pretty every single week. So therefore, I can kind of make a chart up with that there, but it does move around a little bit. But I like them to do a little bit more. And also, the trending seems to be a little bit off internationally. It's like rather than 25, we don't even get 25 in the UK. If you got Star, it just like cuts off at 18 or 17. It's very strange. Johnny T. Joe said, I would when I look for a movie on the Disney Plus in the genre A to Z section, it keeps glitching and close. Yeah, the A to Z section, I think they completely got rid of it completely for most of them. But that would be some of mine. Also, like, change the thumbnails. They do this on Netflix. They'll just randomly change the thumbnails to make it look like to grab your attention because you list like new artwork. So that would be something. Okay, let's jump back around to some other questions. So the random movie fan asked, and this is actually his question. It's actually just popped up here now in the live chat as well. So did Fox end their Chuck E. Cheese promotion? No. Here in the US, most Fox films were promoted by Chuck E. Cheese until 2019, probably due to Fox being owned by Disney. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you, being here in the UK. I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese. I don't even, I'll be honest, I don't really know much about Chuck E. Cheese at all. I think other than like kids go there a lot for parties, I think that's kind of it. So I would imagine if everything stopped in 2019, that would be when Disney purchased sort of Fox, and that was the end of it. And looking into some research this evening, they've also had major financial issues as well. They kind of been pretty close to going. So I would imagine that, Disney just don't want to pay. Why would they pay Chuck E. Cheese? I don't know. They don't probably need them anymore, and it was probably an owed contract, and that's just expired. That's my only one. That's about as much as I know on that one. Okay, so Gavin asked on Patreon, with contracts still in place around the world, do you think that next year will be when more expire, we'll see shows being dropped closer to the US, like FX deal with the BBC expiring this year? Could that mean season 4 of Mayans MC, for example, gets weekly drops shortly after the airing in the US? I hope so. I think we're going to see a lot more of this going forward as those deals keep expiring, and it's easier on newer shows than it is on older shows. So the older ones are a problem because it depends if the contract, because it seemed to have been done per series. So therefore, what they're going to have to do is do it series. But I think the BBC one's going to drop, so that'll make it a bit easier for the UK. We're already starting to see it a lot in Australia with some of the ABC shows dropping weekly, like Station 19, Grey's Anatomy. So I think we will start seeing this more and more. As far as getting day and date with the US, I'd love it. I'd love them to do it. I don't know what. There's this like really weird like thing going on right now with TV series just being, they can't seem to get the dates. You know, they do it for Disney Plus, fine. You know, the new episode of Bad Batch goes up at the same time for everyone. But with the Disney Channel, National Geographic, FX, ABC, they're all over the place because they're not being controlled by the one area. So I'd love them to sort this out and just get this sorted. So, you know, the latest episode of something is available for everybody on that same date. But I think it's gonna take years for them to do it. So streamer asks, given Marvel's videos about the cinemas, is it likely that Premier Access will end this year, or will Disney at the very least offer dual releases outside of the ones they've already been announced for? I think I think the future of Premier Access is really going to be down to how many people are paying for it, but more importantly, does Disney view that this is something that they can do carry on? Recently, this past weekend, I think it was Cinemark did a new deal with Disney. They've not announced any details really too much about it, but they're going back to exclusivity. I think the studios want it. I just think what's happened now is the window has been kind of, that's their way of getting around it. I mean, if they go down to a 45-day window rather than 90 days, and then of course you think like with Disney Plus before the whole COVID situation, we were looking at 6 to 9 months. I think some people have forgotten that thing of before all of this hit, we were looking at a movie coming out in June. It wouldn't hit, I think, like Toy Story 4 was like June release in the cinema. It didn't come to Disney Plus till like January. Star Wars was released in like Christmas, and it didn't arrive till May the 4th, and that was early. So I think a lot of us have kind of forgotten that there's actually supposed to be a much longer release date between. If we can get them 3 months later, that would be perfect. But I think we are going to see it. So as far as Premier Access, I think if Black Widow does well, they could do it. But I think, I don't know. It's a really tricky one. Personally, I'd like them to keep offering it as an option, and just to keep putting it there, and that might be their way around it, you know. And that would be fine with me. I really hope they do it, but I think they're going to get rid of it. I think they're going to get rid of it completely. Okay, jumping back into some of the questions. Okay, so we'll do some live ones. Okay, so the random movie fan asks, is it up to the distributor or broadcaster to cancel a show? Well, if a distributor cancels a show, then therefore we've seen it with some of the companies can then go around and try selling it to somebody else, like the Right Stuff. Disney Plus cancelled it, so the Warner Brothers are trying to find another home for it, so they can do that. So it's more, if they cancel it and then the production company can't find anybody else to buy it, and obviously that doesn't work so well if it's like 20th Century or ABC, if that's the end of it. So here we go. So Joe asks, do you think we could possibly get Enchanted this year, or Disney Plus internationally, as I know they're currently filming in Wicklow? Yeah, there's been lots of stuff with them out in, I don't know why it's not on there. I gotta believe it's going to be on there before the movie arrives. So Johnny T asks, do you think Indiana Jones could get a spin-off TV show after the 5th movie comes out, or could they do it without Harrison Ford? Probably. But I'm at that point with Indiana Jones. I think they need a full reboot, and they might need to hold off a bit. Joe said, I can't wait for restrictions to ease in Ireland so I can go and see the Disenchanted set. It's about a 4-hour drive from where I live. Yeah, funny, because it was like that with Doctor Strange, and a few people were telling me like they were filming stuff near me. It was about an hour or two. I was like, oh, you can't go and see it. But yeah, hopefully the restrictions get eased. I mean, we're getting to the point over here in the UK that cinemas can open in about just over a week. A week tomorrow, I think they can reopen. So Mick says, with the quarterly this week, could we see anything about new shows and movies? There will probably we have got the quarterly results. I'm expecting some international release like Korea, Hong Kong, other areas, maybe some more information on Star Plus in Latin America, what they're doing down there. There might be, I don't know what they can do. There might be a trailer for something, but I don't even think of what we could have for a trailer, because all the movies have kind of been revealed. They're not. They maybe could drop What If, but there's usually always something good to kind of get going. But right now, the parks are opening, the cruises are running. You know, they're all the stuff, good stuff going on with Disney, so they definitely could do it. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And the Miranda movie fan asks, "Will Sony's deal with Disney faster than Fox's deal with HBO?" Um, I'm not sure if you mean like faster. I mean, Fox's deal with HBO was like a 10-year deal, and I think Sony's is 5. So there's definitely shorter for sure. Okay, let's jump back into the questions. All right, so Connor asked, "Now we know that Loki is dropping on Wednesdays. Could we see this as a change of direction for Disney Plus? Could we see several smaller drops during the week rather than one huge Friday drop, maybe 1 or 2 originals plus some library content per day? Disney should really consider this because Star's president has increased the size of the weekly drops and could eventually be too much for Disney's service." Okay, so we did talk about this a little bit yesterday on the podcast. In June in the US, they're actually going to be getting uh, Gordon Ramsay's Uncharted season 3 on a Monday, and then you're going to be getting Loki on a Wednesday, and then you'll be getting the other shows on the Friday. I don't think with library content it makes too much difference. I think having one solid day is good, but I do think spreading out the originals is not a bad idea, especially just to give them all room and to kind of allow their social medias and everything just to push that one show. So like now Loki will be coming out on that Wednesday, and then they can do the like promotion like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that can stop. And Thursday, Friday they can push Big Batch. I think as we're getting into multiple shows dropping, it would be more beneficial for them to maybe do that. But I think maybe at the minute it might be just the Marvel shows that they get shifted, keep them away from the other ones because there's sometimes different audiences. You know, I would like them to do more spread out content. I definitely think that's a better option just as a whole. Oh, so okay. So Caleb asked, now that Tomei Animation has announced a new Dragon Ball film that's set to be released next year, I know Disney is set to be a co-distributor with Funimation. Do you see this being a distributor under the Walt Disney Pictures banner of the 20th Century Studios, and also with the impact of the 2022 release? Right. So I did look into this thing with Dragon Ball, not Thunderball, Dragon Ball. It looks extremely complicated with how these distribution rights are working. So Fox did do a deal with Funimation to give them the US rights for a lot of the stuff. 20th Century of their movies, some of the animated ones, they've also distributed the live action one, which I think they've got the rights to do more of them. But the distribution rights for these movies are all over the place. I don't think we can definitely say what's going to be happening with them. Funimation's kind of got this like long running deal. I can't see Disney being attached to this at all. It's going to be down to what those deals are. Right now, the press release I was reading before we went live had no mention of any other company. They just said that they were coming soon. I really don't know. I've literally just read about like 15 different articles and I couldn't find, and it was all over the place. And different movies are all being distributed differently by 20th Century Studios. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think we're gonna have to wait and see how this one goes. I don't think it'll be under the Disney brand. I think it would definitely be under 20th Studios if they've still got the rights. That's the key thing. If. Okay, looking here at some other questions here from the Patreon. So we've also got Connor asks, in countries where Disney channels don't exist, should Disney Plus add new episodes shows 24 hours after airing on American channels? I'm so annoyed this isn't happening with Disney Channel content. This is just so our old way of thinking, you know, especially with what they're going to be doing with Asia this year. They're going to be closing down like 18 channels. It makes no sense at all why some of these shows aren't coming to Disney Plus weekly to be like promoted. This like it feels like such a like an own goal of, you know, here's, you know, episodes of Amphibia, Sydney to the Max, you know, all these shows. Why aren't they pushing them all? Maybe they don't want the confusion for the US audience. That's the big issue. But I think there's going to be a big shift as a whole with Disney and Disney Channel, with all these shows starting to drop the same time or week and week or day and day. I think we're going to see it. Gordon Ramsay's already showing that things are happening. They've already showing it with Sydney to the Max this month, where they're getting some episodes early. But I really think they need to get into a global platform, new episodes every Friday, whatever. day and date, whatever they do, make it global. There's no reason for them not to do it. I don't think it's just, it drives me up the wall because it just feels ridiculous that they're not doing it, because essentially these shows are Disney Plus originals. You can't watch them anywhere else. The only place you can watch the latest season of Sydney to the Max or Sofa Springs is on Disney Plus here and in Australia. So yeah, it drives me up the wall. It does. Yeah, I can completely get your frustration on that one. And Joseph asks, with X-Men Evolution now being off Prime Video as well, you can't watch it anymore with Prime, as you cannot buy it anywhere. Could this mean it's finally coming to Disney Plus in the UK? I hope so. I know it's on other platforms in other countries. So if it's left Amazon recently, I wouldn't be too surprised. Let's jump back now into the live chat. So we've done all of the ones that have come in on the videos. So I'm just going to give you heads up. We've got about 5 or 6 more minutes live. So let's go through these ones. All right. So Joe asks, do you know when Murder on the Orient Express will be on Disney Plus UK? I don't know the exact date. I know it's recently been on Channel 4. So that could be a reason why it only recently got added to Canada this past week. But I did know that it's not available anywhere, but I know it was on Channel 4 because I used it on the Sky Q and recorded it. So there might be a reason. Same thing with The Greatest Showman. There's a load of stuff that's been on Channel 4. The Random Movie Fan, when will Disney XD shows come to Star UK, since most of them are rated 9? I don't. It's the Disney Channel stuff is so weird with how they're doing it. Some of them are locked in on networks, and I don't know if they're trying to kind of hold stuff back to make it more simpler, so they don't want them. They don't want, because people are already looking on UK on they find it on Google and then it doesn't allow them. So it kind of feels like if they don't want them on there at all, to reduce confusion. So John asks, when is Disney Plus coming to other parts of Europe like Cyprus? I honestly don't know. I'm hoping it will be coming soon. If it was going to be announced, I think it could be announced this week with the quarterly results. They're going to want to start boosting up Disney Plus in other regions. Maybe now, the other problem as well with like COVID of they're setting up like server farm or servers and areas and getting meetings and all the rest of it. I do think that has slowed down the international rollout. So hopefully it will come soon. I mean, why? I don't know why Cyprus didn't get it at the same time. I don't know. Johnny asked, do you think the spin-off How I Met Your Father will debut as a Star original on Disney Plus? Yes, completely. It's I if I could bet on this one, I'd say yes. This is How I Met Your Father will be a Star original. Makes perfect sense. It's made by 20th Television. I can definitely see that one. Do you think Duncansville will land on Disney Plus or any other agreements? So Duncansville, I think that one is I don't know where that one is in the UK. Let me just have a quick look. See where that one is. I don't know if that one is. I think that one might even be a Disney Plus original, like in Australia. I think Duncansville. Yeah, Duncansville. It's on. Yeah, I don't know where that one is right now, but it's. I know. Didn't it get cancelled recently? I think it did. Some of these shows, I think some of them were made. The deals were made before, like Disney were like launching Star. So there's a lot of different things. So Duncansville, actually, just looking at this, no, it's not. It's definitely not a. So 20th Television created season 2, but the distributor is actually NBC and Fox. So it doesn't look like it's. That might be why we're not going to see it, because it's actually not. Actually a Disney made one. Right, okay. So if you've got any more questions, feel free to pop them in. Again, a huge thank you to everybody for joining me this week. I'll be back again next week with another live version at the same time. Quick poll as well. If you listen to the retro podcast, would you be interested in the idea of them being shifted over to their own feeds on like Spotify, iTunes? I think I'm at a point where I'm gonna see if I can get that one a little bit more of being its own show rather than just kind of being a bonus episode. So just let me know. So Mick asked, there are a 3-part special on the commitments here in Ireland. Hopefully it'll be on Disney soon. Oh, yeah, hope so. I think generally now anything that's on National Geographic or anything like that, you've definitely got a good chance of that one. Yep, so if there's any other questions before we head off, again, thank you. The random movie fan is, why is White Men Can't Jump rated 0 when it has inappropriate stuff? Right, there has been, I know streamer actually had a issue with this. There was a number of movies that were actually kind of having an issue with the things being wrong. Oh, and hello, Sarah. Thank you very much for the super chat. That is really appreciative. I really enjoy that one. Thank you very much for that. That really makes a big difference. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So Joe asked, when is Golden Girls coming to Disney Plus UK? All they said was that during an event back in February, they said that it would be coming this summer. Now, summer's quite vague. It could be June, July, August, even a bit of September. So they just said summer. So Johnny said, I think the retro reviews could work well as a home part. Yeah, I've kind of been thinking with that one that I might branch out into its own feed and kind of become its own little thing. My idea really is, I have got a load of them recorded right through to July, because this June and July was going to be busy, and the idea really is kind of like to kind of launch it a little bit in August and kind of do them much more regularly for and kind of do the more newer ones, get you guys much more involved. So yeah, so we have been the idea of moving the retro in review podcast to being its own separate feed. So the random movie fan asks, what happened to Disney's Star Wars Detours coming to... Right, so the thing is with Star Wars Detours, there's been lots of rumours, there's been lots of discussions. Nothing official. Nothing official has been announced. Yeah, I mean, they've got it in the can. I don't know why they aren't using it, but I wish they did, because I think that would have been... To be honest, I think the amount of stuff... I think maybe running 2 brand new Star Wars animated series at the same time might not be a good idea, but... I definitely feel like that one will be hopefully coming soon. Ray asks, when do you think the Weekender will come to Disney Plus? I honestly don't know. I know that one's been hanging around for a while. Fierce asks, do you think we could see shows like The Amazing Race? I hope so. I love The Amazing Race. I really enjoyed that one. That was such a great... I really hope they do it. I know they think they're putting on... They got that Race Around the World coming on in America that I really want to watch, so I'm going to be watching that one. And also, would you use the archive? Yeah, with the podcast, the idea would be I'd probably upload them all onto the new to kind of get them going. So there would all the old issues would be there to be as a main thing as well. That would be it's just something I've been looking at as something like that as an idea. So as far as the golden, but yeah, I'm looking at making the retro review every week. Kind of its own separate feed. And also to kind of from August just start doing the more newer movies that drop on like I'm gonna say like Oklahoma recently dropped, or the Star Wars. We'll try and do some ones that you guys pick. We'll also be doing some of the ones that actually drop each month, but we'll be kind of making it a little bit more something that we do more regularly. Golden Circle. Yeah, so it's that will be the idea. So the Golden Circle is currently on, I don't know why it's not on there. I know it's available in other places. And is A Million Little Things on Disney Plus? I'm not sure, Nathan. A Million Little Things. I'm trying to think who that one is, because I know got Pretty Little Things, but A Million Little Things is an American TV series by ABC, and internationally it's distributed by CBS. So no, that's a quick answer that one. No. Okay, so final question is, how become the Cartoon Network studios appear on the Clone Wars but not in the 2018 version? I think because the 2003 version was the Cartoon Network ordered them or made them, and they were much more involved in it, where the 2008 was made by Lucasfilm. So there we go. Right, so there we go. That is the time for today. So that was thank you to everybody for joining us in the live chat. It's great to have you all in here. Really does make a huge difference having you guys interacting with me. Huge thank you to Sarah for the super chat. That's super appreciative. Also a big hello to the Random Movie Fan for also becoming a member. And again, all your questions really make a huge difference to keeping all of this going on. But again, thank you very much for all your feedback. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters. So